Hey guys, welcome back to my table of three. I'm Carrie, and today I'm going to show you a real quick recipe for our favorite deviled eggs. These are huge hits at potlucks, at family get-togethers and things like that. Today, it's Easter morning. It's early in the morning before we started getting ready for church. We're having dinner with my mother-in-law and my husband's family today, and so I'm taking a sugar-free low-carb pie that I'll show you at another time, and then these deviled eggs. So the first thing I did is yesterday I went ahead and pre-boiled 14 eggs, so that'll make 28 deviled eggs, which will go really fast. But I put all the yolks in this bowl, and I'm just going to mash them together. And you want to try and get, I don't like it when the yolks are real lumpy, so I try and get those real fine. Because you're going to have other ingredients in here that are kind of chunky, so I want my yolks to be all fine so they mix in evenly. So just take your fork and just continually mash until the yolks get the consistency that you like. Sometimes I even take a hand mixer and buzz this up some. And I probably will once I get the mayonnaise and the sour cream in, but maybe not. We'll see. This is working pretty good. So we may just kind of, you can see the consistency, it's starting to get fine. There's still a few big chunks in there I'm going to work on. Just continue, just kind of mashing the yolks up till they get like a fine consistency. This is just about right. Do a few more. Goes at it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see how that's pretty fine. Okay. Now, a lot of traditional deviled eggs, especially here in the South, they're made with just pickles or pickle relish, mayonnaise, and mustard. Well, I'm going to put the link to the recipe below on my blog. And in that post, I talk about how I'm not a big fan of mustard. So, deviled eggs, I like them okay. I grew up eating them, but they weren't my favorite thing. Get some of that yolk out. But when I come up with this recipe, now they're one of my favorite deviled eggs and favorite things. So, first thing we're going to do is, I don't use mustard, I use mayo. And can you see that alright? Our preferred brand, I like the Duke's. It's no sugar added, and I like the flavor of it. And I'm just going to eyeball here because I've made these so much. But if you want to see the exact recipe, you can just look down below, and I'll have the link there to my blog recipe. So I do mayonnaise, and I also do sour cream, the Daisy brand. I like it because it's nothing but cultured cream, no additives and things like that. And it's also, it's a good taste. And so I'm just going to throw about the same amount of sour cream in there. And then I'm going to also add some seasoning, any kind you like. You do garlic powder, onion powder, a homemade ranch. So I'm just going to throw this in there. And I have some suggestions in the recipe that I'm going to post below. And then I'm just going to mix this up real good and combine the mayo and the sour cream and the egg yolks and seasoning. And put as much, if you think the mayo I have in my recipe for the mayo and sour cream is too moist for you, then you could take it away. If you think it's not moist enough, you can certainly start with half that and then add till you get to the consistency you want. But I don't like a dry deviled egg, so I put this much in. And I may even go a little bit more sometimes after I put in the other ingredient. And you just kind of work it in until it gets creamy consistency like that. And it still has the yellow tint because of the yolks. You don't need the mustard if you like that yellow tint. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is bacon. I'm going to use real bacon bits today because I'm being lazy. But you can definitely fry up some bacon and crumble it in there. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to use all this. And also I'm going to use probably about 1/3 of a cup of shredded cheese. And this is a little bit bigger than I like. I like the finely shredded. You can shred it yourself if you don't want to buy pre-shredded cheese, or you can just, you know, get the larger shred. It doesn't really matter. It's still going to taste delicious. So you just mix them all up. And in my recipe, I also put onions in there, but today, again, I'm being lazy and I'm not going to chop onions up. So if you want the onions, they do give it great flavor, but you can leave them out or add them in. Now I'm going to taste this real quick and make sure it's got enough salt and stuff like that. I'm going to grab some salt for stuff, some more seasoning. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little. I'm just going to start, just finish filling these eggs, get them decorated on the top, and then I need to get ready for church. And then after church, we'll head over to the families for dinner. I hope you guys have an amazing Easter dinner and a blessed day. You can also, when you top these with a little bit of dill, you can also, if you want to, you can go back and sprinkle a little bit more bacon. Because, you know, you can't go wrong with bacon is what we always say here. So, I'm just going to leave it this way. I'll show you guys a finished shot at the end. And have a great day. And I'll see you next time here on My Table 3.